Well, as I live and breathe, it's Taurus. Taurus, hi. Welcome to your weekly reading that is also timeless. Empress was on the bottom just then. Your weekly reading that is timeless, but it's also every week. Terra Firma Thursdays, my friends. So Taurus, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. My bovine buddies. I am a Taurus sun, which means I like you because I am tribal. I'm kidding. I do like you, but I don't know. Anyway, Taurus, you are first up today. Even though we're in Virgo season, I am just I'm partial to you today. So we're going to get into it right now. Oh, she's back. You saw me cut the deck and everything. The Empress is back again. So we have the Empress on the bottom. The Empress is on the bottom again. That's fun. We'll be using Curious Creatures today and the Wild Unknown Pocket Edition. I also have the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck here in case I feel so inclined. So we'll get right into it. Again, thank you for being here. But yeah, Taurus, you're up first. There's something for you that wants to come out, and I don't know what it is yet, obviously, but I don't feel like I'm just doing the video to do the video, you know, and something is meant to be said. So without further ado, let's get into it. We have this... I'm such a talented man. We have the Seven of Pentacles here. We've got the Queen of Cups here. And we have the Hanged Man here. And we have the Six of Cups on the bottom. The long-standing, the long-term relationships, the deep relationships, the generational relationships. Interesting. All right. Well, the general vibe here that we seem to have is a contemplation. Contemplation over a certain person, I suppose, a water sign. More of a contemplation, perhaps, of the degree to which you give to that person. You know, the Queen of Cups is so nurturing and motherly, and she really pours out into other people with that motherly energy. But I feel like something about this thing that you're considering, you are seeing it from a different point of view, perhaps, which is pretty interesting. With the Queen of Cups and the Hanged Man there, it could be a Pisces, potentially, Taurus, that you're dealing with. And like I said, Six of Cups on the bottom, being that long-standing and familial kind of energy, generational, and the Queen of Cups being sort of motherly, this could have something to do with family as well. For some of you, there may be something about the family that you're in a bit of a contemplative period about. In that, I think you're just taking stock of like where you've been and where you're going in regards to that. So some of you may have certain family issues that you're dealing with, whatever. Maybe that's just something we're considering right now. I don't know, Taurus. I don't know. All right. We got our cards here to clarify the Seven of Pentacles. We actually have four because I kept shuffling and then another one came out. Goes without saying, we need this. Now, we have the Five of Wands. This is scattered energy. This energy is like your inability to consolidate your energies into one forward motion, one effective path forward. So there's a bit of a just internal energetic divide where you're putting your energy sort of everywhere and kind of getting nowhere, you know. We have this. We have the Daughter of Cups or the Page of Cups. There's something you want to bring about. There's something you're trying to bring forward. I think there's just distractions with that Five of Wands. But there's something you're trying to manifest that is very... it comes across as innocent to me, or pure. Your intention is sort of pure. We have the Nine of Cups here, which is an energy of a very happy and satisfied nature, harmony, bliss. So we have some beautiful things here. I feel like you've been in a pretty contented state as of late. Maybe you're looking back on that wondering sort of how it is that all came to be. And we have the Magician, you know, and I think this is exactly how it came to be, is that you started to recognize your own power. You started to recognize the ways that you were actually equipped to bring about these manifestations, and that you had all the tools you need to get there. So in a lot of ways, I feel like that magician energy is sort of going to bring into balance that Five of Wands scatteredness that we were looking at. Or, I mean, the truth of the matter is you probably, you know, you're a Taurus, I'm a Taurus, and I can speak from my own personal experience that sometimes I know. It's like I know I have all the tools. I know exactly, I almost kind of know what I need to do in a sense, but it's very hard to push it forward sometimes because we don't always move in lockstep with the universe. I find that I'm either ahead of schedule or behind schedule when it comes to universal timing if I spend too much time introspecting on it. If I just go with the flow, which I think is a lot more to do with the other aspects of my chart, you know, if I just go with the flow, I tend to be right on time. But my logical Taurian nature could sometimes cause me to be reluctantly being pulled into something or stubbornly charging into something a little ahead of schedule. Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. Let's get into it. We have a little story going here, though. We're clarifying the Queen of Cups. We have the King of Pentacles. So Taurus, this is your energy right here. The King of Pentacles, the Father of Pentacles. Actually, on my Instagram, this is my avatar. I really like this card. This King of Pentacles, to me, just shows such a gentleness, right? We have that gentleness within our nature because we're materially secure. You know, the King of Pentacles is not a warring king. It's a king that is in peacetime, so to speak. So we've got this peaceful yet very secure and very powerful Father of Pentacles here. Taurus, your energy. We have the Empress, and we've got the Six of Swords. Part of your security, I think, is that you've managed to remove yourself from situations that don't serve you anymore, and you've been willing to take the steps, willing to travel even. And in so doing, I think you're really stepping into an energy of a more balanced nature. I mean, the Empress embodies the energy of all four queens. And so, you know, gender aside, of course, we can all embody this energy of the Empress. But there's security here. With the King of Pentacles and the Empress, that's a very secure, materially fulfilled kind of energy. And one that feels very insistent as well. Like, I think it's almost as if with that Six of Swords, it's like you're just learning to say no to things. Ace of Wands underlies the deck. There's new inspiration around the corner, or maybe already right in your purview. I think that I feel like you're really at a crossroads, Taurus, because there's this kind of vibe of you've managed to step away from something, right? With the Six of Swords, you've gotten away from the old paradigm and really started to learn and trust and rely on your alchemy, right? And I think where you're at the hang up is sort of like how to proceed with maybe the next chapter, like this new energy that you're stepping into. You've gotten through something and away from something, and you're actually in a pretty contented place right now. But there's a new fire that's sort of coming forward, and it's I think it's prodding you and provoking you a little bit to move in a new direction, in a new energy that you're almost maybe a little hesitant because you're kind of with that Seven of Pentacles energy. You're sort of taking stock of where you are, and you're like actually recognizing the fact that you may actually be in a pretty comfortable position, right? And we like comfort, don't we? Yes, Asturians like comfort. So there are certain aspects of that are, you know, it's like, well, no, I'm okay right here, and I could keep doing things this way, and it would be perfectly fine. You know, perfectly average, perfectly whatever. But I think there's something else That Ace of Wands is like a new thing that's coming into your purview. That's a new opportunity. Let me just keep throwing things everywhere while I talk about it. A new thing that really, I don't think you're reluctant, but it's like, I don't feel like you're in a huge hurry either to move forward in any way. It's interesting. Okay. Well, let's get into clarifying the Hangman real quick, and we'll see if we can get a little more context. We've got the Five of Swords. So look at this Five of Swords, Taurus. You see the swords there are have cut the worm in half. This is a little bit different than a regular Five of Swords in a lot of ways. It's sort of like a self-destructive thing. So there may be an aspect of something in your situation that's potentially a little self-destructive, and I don't know what it is yet. We have the Four of Cups here, though. This is a unique Four of Cups as well. It sort of reads to me like kind of like greed, but not really greed. It's like the kind of greed that comes from insecurity. Not the kind of greed that comes from, I have tons and I want more. It's like, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I have these 4 cups. I don't want anybody to take these 4 cups. So I'm not willing to go after more. It's like you're being very reserved about what is there. And that may be the very thing that's somewhat self-destructive in this situation. We need another card, though. So let me get into that real quick. One more card for Taurus, please. Yeah, you're meant to step into some Empress energy, I think. And you're like, you started, but now you're like, no, I'm good enough. I'm feeling reasonably royal, and I don't need to go any farther. Well, I think there may be more to it. So, too many cards. All right, I'm gonna do one more. Okay, no, I'm not. There we go. And then we have the Mother of Swords, aka Queen of Swords. This is critical energy. This is criticism. Very sharp and perceptive, and technically accurate. The delivery of said information can be very sharp or blunt, if you'd rather. Take your pick. You know, this is a very critical energy. So, I think what we're seeing from a different perspective is the way that we used to beat ourselves up about not taking action because we were too scared. All right. I can relate to that in a sense. In the past, I've been that way where it's like, man, why can't I take action on things I want to take action on? You know, but we have this portal with the Three of Wands here that's very, very important for recognize the fact that you have an opportunity to go into a new space. I mean, look at this thing. It's like stepping into the unknown. You know, the outer world here is all straight lines. It's all black and white and straight lines. And through that portal lies, you know, a multicolored, formless, it's a void, but it's a void of infinite mass. It's not a void. It's not a vacuum like the blackness of space. It's a void of every. It's a portal to every possibility, and it almost feels like a void because it's the unknown. And I think the Hanged Man is really saying that you're coming out of that in a sense, like and moving into an energy where you're willing to step into that void. So rather than cutting yourself off at the knees for fear of loss, you're kind of saying, no, I really do want to take action. I want to stop beating myself up. And maybe for some of you, you're using that, that might be part of your alchemy actually, is that self-criticism. But be mindful of it, because you have been equipped with all of that magician energy, and the magician is all about understanding. An inner understanding, an inner perspective that allows you to almost remove yourself from your own situation so that you can then take whatever is and alchemize it into something else. But it all starts within. Our potential outcome here, we've got the Ten of Swords kicking it off. This is an ending. Ten of Swords is a definitive ending. Some of you are, you're in between two timelines. The old one is on life support. And it should have already been dead, but you're afraid to... It's like you're afraid to put the last sword in to the old timeline. It's time to kill it because it's already injured. It's already injured beyond repair in a sense. Think of it this way, and forgive the violent imagery, I guess, but your old timeline that you've moved away from is mortally wounded. You cannot go back. You can't repair it. There's nothing you can do to fix it at this point. It will never be the same as what it was. So if you have some regret about something you've walked away from, you need to understand that it's already gone. It's done. It's done. And now you're in the void. But you're in a void of infinite possibility, which isn't really a void. I know. Forgive me, but this is the language I get. So it's not, it's a you're swimming in a sea of infinite possibility right now, and you're so far out into that sea that you can't go back to land. Okay? Does that make sense? Hope so. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. Your opportunity. Your opportunity is being presented to you. Right now, Taurus. Your opportunity is being presented to you. This Page of Pentacles is offering you a gift. You're being presented an opportunity by the universe to move into something beautiful. The Ten of Pentacles, right? Your opportunity is the Ten of Pentacles. The reality of the situation is your old timeline is dead. Ten of Swords. You're being offered this new thing. But look what's on the bottom of the deck here. We have the Devil. The Devil... It's the fear. It's the binding energy. It's the binding energy. It's like you have lingering doubt about your path forward. You have lingering doubt that you could achieve this, completely lingering doubt. And I think, hearkening back to the beginning of the reading with the Six of Cups and everything, it's like, I know I was just kind of grasping for straws in a sense, but it just has to do with the old and the familiar energy. It's the familiar energy. You're contemplating whether or not you can get away from this old energy, because you do have a compassionate heart. Again, back to the mortally wounded timeline. It's like if your timeline was an animal that you hit with your car, it's dying. It's going to die. And you may be a very compassionate person and you don't like harming. You don't like causing harm. You don't want to hurt anybody. But the thing is, you're holding, a gun in your hand and you have a mortally wounded animal. Are you going to be compassionate and put it out of its misery, or are you going to hesitate because you don't want to hurt anything? You know what I mean? It's done. Taurus, it's done. It's done. It's done. Absolutely. And you're so far out to sea You're so far adrift in an ocean of endless possibilities, you cannot go back. Okay. I'm going to pull an animal spirit card here just for a bit of advice. I do not have the booklet. I'm going to intuit it, and I'm just trusting spirit with that. I just felt like I needed to get these cards out, but the booklet is not in the van with me, so I'm hoping that I will... I'm hoping spirit will deliver and just help me see what I need to see here for you, Taurus. Okay. Now... Yeah, you're already out. You're already out in the ocean. You might as well finish the voyage. You know. Bear. I do remember what this card is. This bear card actually speaks to the beginning of your spiritual journey. It speaks to the beginning of a process. It's almost akin to the Fool's Journey in a sense. In the tarot, the way that they relate this card. Bears, obviously, are Earth. Taurus, you're also Earth. If you think about bears, it's kind of weird, right? Because they're so cute and everything. They're sort of like peaceful creatures lumbering around the forest. They're not really inherently violent or anything. They're protective, certainly, of their cubs or of territory, but they're not particularly violent creatures. They're just sort of lumbering around, eating berries, eating garbage from campers, eating salmon and things like that, right? There's a power that the bear possesses in nature that they're almost unaware of. And I feel like there's almost an ignorance to their power. And I guess that's what I'm thinking, Taurus, is like you've lumbered through the forest of your life in a sense, and you haven't even recognized the fact that maybe you got here quite by accident, but now you're starting to recognize the fact that you are, I'm here to tell you, you are on a huge spiritual journey, and you've walked so far away from camp, there's no going back to camp, okay? I don't really know how else to describe it. You're migrating. And I think you've got a big journey ahead of you. And I don't really know what else to say about it, Taurus. This was a very strange reading for me. The energy's weird. I feel like a lot of us are just on the cusp of like more big changes. Some of you have already gone through huge changes. I mean, I have personally. Like 2021 was nothing but changes for me. It's radically, my whole life is different. But I'm not done. What I'm coming to realize personally, even through this own reading, is like I have sort of wandered into the middle of this ocean of possibilities, and it's like I could tread water there for a long time probably, but eventually I have to swim towards something, right? And I think in our heart of hearts, we kind of know what it is. We know sort of what we're looking for, that Page of Cups energy from the beginning. It's like we really do know deep down like what we're looking for in a sense. And if you can't nail it down to anything specific in terms of outcomes or anything, think about energies. It's like, do you want to be appreciated and respected? Do you want to be loved? Do you want to feel secure? What do you love doing? Do you like to laugh? Do you like to enjoy fine dining? I mean, what is it? What is your thing? I don't know. I feel like the opportunity is there, though. Like the ending has happened. The potential for your legacy, your true life's purpose is sort of knocking at the door right now, Taurus. So, yeah, go for it, please. Yeah, do it, Taurus. Just do it. Okay, Taurus, that's what I have for you. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If this resonated and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. where I read for you every week, Taurus. Terra Firma Thursdays. Until next week, best of luck with this energy. I hope your week is beautiful, and enjoy your swim in the sea of infinite possibility. Wow. Okay, bye.